Hello, 7th grade. This is lesson 95. It's volume of a right solid. It's not a real common term. I'm just going to give you what the book says. It says a right solid is a geometric solid whose sides are perpendicular to the base. Okay, so all that means, remember, perpendicular makes a T. Okay, so if I'm holding the box, okay. This box, if I just set it down, let's just say it's sitting on my hand. The base is underneath here. These sides are running up vertically. That ends up, when it meets in the corner, it's perpendicular to the base. Okay? So, really, volume of a right solid, I wish they'd just put volume and its different shapes. Okay? But the key is to volume, is how much stuff or material or liquid, anything, can fit inside that shape. Okay, how much can fit in it? And if we go to example one, right before example one on the top of it, it says there's a right square prism. That's just normally called a dice or a cube. Cube is a lot more common. The other one, the middle one, right triangular prism. The right is emphasizing that it's a right triangle, and then obviously triangular prism. Prism means 3D shape. Okay, and then the last one, a right circular cylinder. That's just a cylinder. Okay, I don't know why we are getting all technical, but anyways, when we're trying to figure out the volume of that shape, okay, we want to make sure that we get the area of the base and then we times it by the height. Every time. Don't overthink it. Now, the formula for area of the base is going to change, right? What if the base is a triangle? Well, what's the area of a triangle? Base times height divided by 2. What if the area of the base is a rectangle? That's length times width. Then you times it by the height, or the rest of it. Okay? What if it's a square? It's just the side times the side and times it by the height. Okay? So if we look at example 1, okay, example 1's probably one of the trickier ones. Don't just get so caught up if a shape is laying like this, okay? If this is my box, and I know this isn't the one in example, the shape in example 1, but just bear with me, okay? Just because this part where my hand is underneath it, most people will consider that the base, okay? But it doesn't have to be solely how you figure out the volume, okay? Because you could take, hey, the length and the width, or right here, this piece, do the area of this section rectangle, and then times it by the height, because now that's going to be the same thing if it was sitting like this. And you get the volume the exact same, okay? As opposed to that. It's the same exact thing. So what I said that is because in example 1, that's what you should do, really, because it's sitting on a base of a rectangle, if you look, okay? The base of that is a rectangle. But when you go to times it by the height, it gets kind of cut in half. So what we need to do is we need to flip that towards us, that shape towards us, the triangular prism, and treat the triangle part as the bottom. Treat that as the base, okay? So let's do the area of the triangular part, the part that you're staring right at, where the base, it says, is 4, the height is 3. Let's just imagine that's flipped up and that's laying flat on the bottom. Okay, so how do we do the area of that triangle? Well, we do base times height, which is 3 times 4, and then we would divide it by 2, and that becomes 6. So the area of the triangle part, area of triangle, is 6, I believe it's centimeters, and then squared is how you would write it. Yep. Okay, now that is not our answer. Remember, you always do the area, then you go to the height. Then you times it by the height, or the length of it, okay? However you want to look at it. Now, if we flip that up and the base is, the triangle is laying on the flat on the bottom, okay, the height of that is going to be 6. That is where you times it by the height. So it really ends up becoming 6 times 6, which now becomes 36 centimeters, and it's not squared anymore because that's area. It's cubed, or that little 3. That means volume. That's how much stuff or liquid can go into that object. Okay? So you'd say 36 centimeters cubed. Okay? Find the base, the area of the base, times it by the height. Find the area of the base, times it by the length. Depends on how you look at it. Okay? If we look at example 2, that's a cylinder. Well, what's our base? Our base is a circle, so now we need to do the area of a circle. Okay? Area of circle first. Okay? The area is pi times radius squared. Okay, I'm going to write that up here just so we remember. Area equals pi radius squared. In other words, take the radius, times it by itself, and then times it by pi. But this time it says, let me just read the question. This is example 2. It says the diameter of this right circular cylinder, it's just a cylinder, is 20 centimeters. Its height is 25 centimeters. What is the volume? Okay? And it says leave pi as pi. So what that means, leave pi as pi, it means just write this on at the end of our answer. So if we get the answer of 22, you write 22 pi feet cubed. Okay? That means don't times it by it in this particular problem. So the first thing we got to do is we got to do the radius times the radius. Okay? It says the diameter, the very first thing it told us, it says the diameter is 20. And that means all the way across the circle is 20. So half of that, the radius, is going to be 10. So we're now looking at 10 squared, which is 10 times 10. The area is going to be 100, I believe it's centimeters. Yep, centimeters squared. Now this is just the area of the base. We now need to times that by the height, which it told us the height was 25, I believe. Correct, 25 centimeters. So now it's 100 times 25 centimeters. Okay? Which really just means move this over twice, the decimal over twice when you're doing that, for a total of 2,500 centimeters cubed. And now in this case, remember it said leave pi as pi. We didn't multiply that. So technically, I would write 2,500 pi centimeters cubed. Oh, geez, not squared. Cubed. That means we didn't times it by pi yet. The centimeters are the units, what measurement we're in, and then cubed shows you that it's volume as opposed to area. Okay? So again, you find that of the base and times it by the height. Okay? So, if we have any questions, we will be around on Wednesday at 12:30 and Thursday at 2. Okay? Thank you and have a good day.